Alright, Patrician fever has to end someday, but today is not that day. Actually, all through today I've been hankering for getting back to my old trading empire. This morning we changed out the whole trading system that we have to a hub and spoke system, where Aalborg is where all of our goodies go to and get shipped from. So for example, Edinburgh is shipping their beer over to Aalborg, and then Aalborg is from there spreading that beer to all the other cities, or at least so long as supply keeps up with demand. I strongly suspect that I do not have the supply to keep up with demand thus far, but currently that's okay. Mega 213 saying finally a Jake stream where I can catch one of these in a while. Well, they're using some word I've never seen before. Well, I'm sorry it had to be back for Patrician, but this ride simply does not end. So what do I have to do? Well, we just set up the new system. We have to see it through its teething pains. There will be a few, but overall it's going to be much easier to maintain than the previous one. Also, Aalborg is on the cusp of housing shortage again. As soon as it hits 60%, the AI starts building, and I simply cannot abide by that. Even if we don't have the clay and the wood for it, I'm going to build a ton of houses. Because yeah, I'm not having any of that rubbish. The more my AI enemy builds, the harder a time I have. And then there's situations like this where that's just a pain in the bum because you stuck to the wrong place. Well, what's right and wrong around here? Who's to say? The problem with those curved roads that you start with, they're just causing issues like that. Well, it happens. We can build up to the wall and no further. Well, hey ho. Now what else is going on here? I think I'll just fill up this part down by here. Bit of a waste of space there, but what you gonna do? Well, I'm going to lament the entire city building aspect of this game because it is a heap of ass and chips. But it's all we have to play with. You simply can't make good looking cities in Patrician 4. I've tried. I've failed. Now Banished. There's a city builder that you can make truly beautiful things in. Caesar 3 as well. You are not forced to grid, and that's what I love. If it doesn't force you to grid, then everything's a-okay. Current 46% should keep us fine up to 10,000. My goal is to have everywhere up to 10,000 except for Harlem, which I own myself. So glad we plowed that out in Aalborg. I also spy with my little eye a pirate who needs to die. What else do we have to worry about? Well, not too much, so we're just going to spacebar our way to glory. As this guy gives us some jip. There aren't any measures to take or people that desperately want us to help out. This guy wants a load of money. If I give him a load of money, he'll give me quite a bit back, but that's not bloody good enough. Now the Edinburgh to Aalborg India Pale Ale route has stopped, and I need to look into why. But I also need to look into destroying pirate scum. Fortunately, one small clip and we completely disable a Snickers. Because, as I mention every time, I'm playing with some very modified values to all of this. Now, what else is there? Bruges, I actually noticed this earlier on. I actually bought rights to...
Don't even think of building any more buildings here. I was doing very well here without you, I'll have you know.
7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, I bought rights to establish a counting house here ages ago and completely forgot about it, so I might as well annoy this guy by setting my own one up.
So, you want to lure my tenants away? You are not the first to try. Best of luck. I see you enjoy baiting me. I told you to stop trying to expand your buildings in my city. Which part of that is so difficult to understand?
Probably the part where I should care. We do it anyway, because we're not very nice people around here. So, yeah, for some reason the India Pale Ale Brigade stopped. And why is that? Well, does Edinburgh have enough ale? The answer is that it does not, so we're going to need to give it some time to actually establish some. Another thing that has a problem is the shortage of metal goods being produced over in Malmö. Now, we're not actually able to produce more unless we cut back on the beekeeping. And I am willing to cut back on the beekeeping if it means we can have more metal goods, really. Same with the pitch. I feel that we just do not produce enough of either. So we will have to find somewhere else that will produce us metal goods and pitch. The alternative is to make Malmö bigger, but like I say, I want to keep everything in a nice equilibrium at 10,000 people, because then I can deal with all the horrible lord requests, which scale up, and they are just horrible to have. In any case, my goal right now, as has been for a while, is to establish counting houses in every city there is. Trying to think what else there is to do. Well, I need to grab Wildcard Thagnus. He's currently in Haarlem, and Haarlem thankfully has tons of building materials for us. Now, if I recall well, what I decided was that Haarlem would remain building this. Oh man, I'm giving this to the wrong place. Let's take all that back. We can automatically sell them. I'm keeping Haarlem around for building materials, if I'm remembering myself well. That's exactly what we're going to do. And take you over to Malmö so that they have all the wood and clay that they need to see through their needs.
You should have
really.
a look at my logbook entries, as there are a number of problems.
Consider this as either a token of my esteem or revenge, whichever you prefer.
Well, that's not very nice of him, even though I had, as usual, maximum security guards. He destroyed 1,000 of my goodies. Well, probably not too much I can do about that. Also, my goods are automatically being sold back into the market over at Haarlem. But what I'm doing here is getting raided by pirates, which I anti-love. At the very least, it's nice for them to provide me with a new boat. Crunch, crunch, crunch. It's a nice thing about this type of ship, you can kind of run laps around everybody else. I mean, we get a token reward. That's not what we're here for though, that pretty much just covers the repair fee for what I pick up. Good to get the extras though. Repair, repair, just repair everything you see there. And it's much the same for the hunter over here. No, it's just a plain old Hulk. Where's the hunter that I had here? I'm pretty sure I had a hunter. Pretty damn... Okay, he is there. I'm just a fool. And I only picked up a career there, but repair it I shall. Same with hunter. And all is relatively well. It's the money that I'm looking to make buckets of right now, though. Also, mooring fees and ripping, that's not pleasant, but what you gonna do? I'm gonna flood the market in Malmö to begin with, because I don't like the way that housing occupancy looks. It's a little too tight for me. Well, actually, it's probably not going to get any tighter for a long time because of how it's capped at 10,000 population right now. But nonetheless, I'm going to add a few more, and I'm going to make sure that you keep plenty of wood on hand to the point where I actually want you to keep a fair chunk of it for yourself. Same with the iron. Keep quite a bit of it because you have a massive amount there. I just need you to buy it all up, and I mean, you can sell to market whatever they need whenever, but just keep that for making the tools. You also have no iron. I'm going to make sure that you do, and this is why I keep Wildcard around. He's going to be more useful now that I have so many goods set up. You go to Aalborg and you say to Aalborg, listen, this iron is so much more useful if we have it over in Malmö. And that's why Malmö gets buckets of iron. Now, is there anything else I need to see to? Plenty of pitch there, but that's all okay. Was there anybody in desperate need of clay or particularly wood? Seems that Harlem does plenty of wood and not all that much clay. Plenty of lots of things, really, not enough. Okay. Thagnus is asking why he's a wild card. You put yourself forward for a name on one of the ships, or somebody pretended to, and thus you are the wild card. Simple logic, but I like simple. Goodbye goodies. Hello, off to... See, none of these have been growing, which is a damn shame. Which is all the more reason that Harlem, in their counting house, should hold a ton more... Well, you already keep a healthy amount of it, but I want you to have lots of pitch, lots of pelts, and a ton of metal goods. Because I want to be able to use those for trading abroad. Is there anything else that my people want me to do? Reduce production of beer? No. Reduce prosperity? No. Why would you ever want to do that, though? I mean, you only really suffer for it. We produce grain, not enough to supply demand. We produce iron, not enough to supply demand. But that's just how it is. Off we go. That was probably the Ripen assignment, which is done. So, of course, we demolish everything we have there. And I keep interfering with things. What I really should do is just sit back and relax. So I'm going to do one more clean sweep to make sure that housing occupancy is fine. All these places it's 10,000 can't hurt anymore. And I think I disabled events earlier. Let's not do that, but maybe... How do I reduce the sound of them? I'll try the speech reduction. Edinburgh looks just fine, at least for a while. Harlem less so, because Harlem still stands to grow. So you're gonna need rather a lot more houses, and that's okay. I mean, houses, you pay for them once and then they will make you boondollar forever. I like that, that's my kind of investment. And the nice thing about the automation that I've set up for delivery is that all this clay and wood that they need, well, if this would just actually fit in its space, there we go. I can just sit back and eventually the clay and wood will be paid. There we go. And they have everything they need. Another trade route has been cancelled. I'll give it a while. They will cancel for a while and then I'll be dealt with. Or I will have them dealt with. Bruges is constructed. Excellent. That tells me, well, it tells me many things. It tells me that your warehouses need a bit of security, otherwise that bad man is going to continue to do bad things to us. You ever try the Tropical games? Yeah, I played 3 and 4. It was okay. Man, that sound is going to get annoying. I don't see much reason in keeping event videos up right now. We will continue to get... plenty of events, but that's okay. I don't think any of them are particularly relevant. That mooring fee is going to cheese me off, but I'd rather continue to do business with the Ripon, even if it's causing me angst like this. I don't actually produce anything in Ripon, but that's okay. I mean, this is not okay. This is ugly as sin, which makes me feel bad for actually supplying the city. But it is what it is. If we look into Aalborg, it's not overflowing with anything in particular, so that's good. That means my trade fleets are getting out there and selling everything as they should. It seems that Aalborg is mega low on wood, though. So, wildcard Thagnus should probably grab all this extra wood here, since we have plenty of it anyway, and just throw it into Aalborg. Also, I see that. Yoink. Another piece for the treasure map, and how is said treasure map? Still not telling us what we need to know. Otherwise, I'm happy for anything else we see in the sea, because it usually tends to be, as the Novgorod man says, very, very profitable. So I want it. Whole bunch of to-dos there. So I'm just going to dump that there so my ships can put it to use. I'm not sure if there's anything else that I need to grab and dump here. It seems to be doing good for just about everything else. Bergen is covered in wood, so I'm going to check and see which of my my boats have stopped. Advisor will tell me. Bergen wood seems to have stopped for some reason. It really shouldn't. Maybe they're out of wood for a very short period of time. What else has stopped? Just says deactivated. Bergen Brick House is also deactivated. They should have plenty, but they're probably told to keep 2,000 of it, right? So you're told to keep 2,000 for yourself. You produce not a whole lot. Since it can't keep up with that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw some of the sawmill people out to you. Because I produce plenty of wood. Well, not enough wood to get shipped over, at least. The salt production seems fine. Ah, well. Do with it what you will. I want those bricks moving. What else do we have not moving? The pitch, just try to move again. It doesn't surprise me that I don't ship enough pitch. And then there are the tools. Now the tools are always in short supply, but now there are a small number of them at least, so do your best. I really want Malma to produce more tools, and we do not need this much honey. So what I could easily do, so easily I'm going to do it now, after I check for any missions, there's no missions, is indeed increase the production of tools, because they're worth $1. And those are my favorite kinds of dollars. There we go, that'll do for now at least. And then our beekeeper workers are going to be chucked out and told to become smithies. Still need to get the pitch going. This is nowhere near enough pitch for Hanseatic demand. And it keeps eating into my my wood stockpiles. Still, the money's going up. We're back up at 4 million. I need to start thinking about where else I'm going to establish myself. I mean, this is a pretty useless place, and this is a pretty useless place. But the fact remains that I need to finish all of them if I want to have a truly, what's the word I'm looking for, efficient setup. So we're just going to join in here. I don't care about doing either of these things right now. I just want this.
You're commissioning a counting house? For your own sake, you should leave it at that.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They'll get to work eventually. I'm probably very short on materials here. And yeah, I just sit back, make money, and continue to establish myself whilst smacking down pirates wherever possible. Isn't that lovely? For me, at least. And one of the downsides is I have fewer auto no, I don't think I pulled any auto ships, but intercepting all spice deliveries. Cities in this region no longer receive deliveries of spice via overland. This behavior is certain to result in long-term dissatisfaction. Well, I'm already dissatisfied to the point where I feel like going on an expedition, so I'm going to ditch my goodies here. I'm going to pick up... Okay, unfortunately there are no metal tools, very little pitch, and no pelts here. Nonetheless, DDR Blind is going on an expedition, preferably to somewhere that will accept this paltry amount of pitch that I have, so go for it. And old Slappy is here as well, and he's chock full of items, so take my cloth, take my spices, and there's nothing else I can really take here, so off we go. Good luck. Can we see the wealth of the other patricians? Can your rivals go bankrupt? No and yes, but if your rival goes bankrupt, he's just immediately replaced with someone else who's extremely rich, so it really feels like a kick in the teeth for doing so. Now where is Wildcard Thagnus? It's getting really hard to keep track of where he is, but that was him. And we need to grab loads of wood. Fortunately, Bergen is chock full of stuff. Haarlem not so much, but let's take care of this. Alberg still has a good amount as well, but I want to speed up the expedition of this wood. Let's not take too much, but I mean I really want Malma to have plenty of it. We're also getting pirated. Where? Oh, where? Oh, right here, again. Okay, but it's just a regular pirate name, so I'm probably not going to get any quest to deal with him. It's not impossible. Sometimes you get missions to take care of this person or that. Also pelts. They want them in Aalborg as well. That I can more than do. Well, I can at least do. Not happy with my competitor even existing here. Why is he building up mead breweries and such? And does Ripon also want me to increase production? No, they do not. Okay, well, that's what it is. Just grab Hunter. Tell Hunter to get rid of the excess. And where's that pirate? Eat it. Nice shot. Does Jake have a goal for this campaign like he does in EU4? I think I should probably come up with a goal, otherwise this could well last forever. Maybe I should hit the money cap. Seems like a novel goal that hasn't been thought of before. So, goodbye meat that we just grabbed. I'm going to dump the Hulk as usual and get it straight up repaired. And then it's back to watching my wallet grow fatter. Now the Berg to Aalborg wood once again dropped off. Is that because Bergen is told to keep 4,000 wood? Yeah, so I think my own action got in the way there. And that's you. But since I produce wood, it doesn't make too much sense to actually hold on to 4,000 of it here myself. So with that in mind, administrator, only keep 2,000, okay? And then that means that whoever the wooden guy here is, wherever he is, can get back to work. The Tullionaire can try as well. Maybe that's the problem. I carry way too much here. I think I forgot to take into account the wood usage, didn't I? Yeah, that would make sense. But basically, you don't need to be that big. We'll keep this Hulk to the side. And then there's the IPA, which is still failing, which tells me that perhaps Edinburgh is not keeping up with production very well. They have plenty of grain in storage, and they got all this beer, so why can't they keep up with it? Then again, you were under attack for a while, so production would have stopped for a bit. So that kind of makes sense in its own way. Still, you're the Hanseatic cog. I expect you to be working and working hard. Because that beer makes us tons of money when we ship it off. Oh, I see. Oh, wow, double whammy. And we're next to an auto fleet, so thank you, and get back to work. That could not have turned out much better. Well, if there was money in the barrel instead of goods, that would have been nice. If only I knew where that was, that treasure would be mine. If only I didn't tangle my own headset. There we go. Excuse me. What horrible, uncivilized third world country could that be? And if only there was some fleet that could go and grab that for us. Okay, so the tool one is not going to work until I get a lot more tools built up. Get over there. Well, it's meant to be right in there. And it's not possible to be beaten to the treasure, so I'm wondering... There we go. I mean, it's a reasonable amount. Still, let us carry on. I already started trying to build up in Bremen, even though they really need their bricks and stuff. But Amberg, as soon as I have someone there, which is approximately right now, also deserves to fall within my clutches. Jeez, these memberships are getting expensive. Give it to me.
You're commissioning a counting house?
Not just that.
For your own sake, you should leave it at that.
6, 7, 8, 9, and done. And that's us done everything that we care about over in the west, so it's just the east that remains. Lubeck was once generously under 2 million ducats to join, now it's most ungenerously far over it, so we still really need to build up the buckets of ducats. Oh, I'd love to, but I have my limits. There we go. Just get rid of those, we don't need them. Haarlem's occupancy is still fine. And actually there is room for more people here. Now I don't need more clay and I don't need more wood here. We produce everything we need out of that. I feel like I need more wood, but I need a whole lot more stockfish, and I also really need a lot more hemp. That is to say, any hemp. I wonder why I have none flowing in here. Is there not enough hemp in Aalborg? The answer is, oh no, they've got plenty of hemp. So could it be that my hemp to the west is not putting out enough? Easy enough to check, I just look for my hemp. Whoever is doing hemp west, you're doing the center, you're doing the west. There should be plenty of you, really. You go to Bergen, you drop off a fair chunk. And it's a nice thing, I can't just follow you here. You go to Edinburgh, you drop off another reasonable chunk. And you go to London. Yeah, another chunk gone. You go to Bruges. Another chunk. And then you go to Harla, what's it? And you drop the whole lot. Now this whole route takes 20 days. And your daily consumption of that is 70. So in 2 days you're going to eat up all of that. So that is the problem. I need another bunch on Hemp West. So that's exactly what's going to happen. You've already saved yourself as Hemp West. I'm going to double down on that one just to be sure. And then I'm going to make another bunch do that. And now I should have some to-dos, and that is you. Grab yourself another cog there. Alternatively, I could make you nothing but hulks, which would be kind of tempting. You also have a higher capacity. Ain't that nice? Okay, good job. Now I kept you around because you had some great people here. So I just need to load Hemp West and tell you to get to it. However, it's not that simple. I actually want you reversed. Now, what was the best way to do this? Just move everything I see atop of Edinburgh.